Actually, it's an historical moment because ETC is for the first time with a real presence with a booth here at WTM in Latin America, taking place here in Sao Paulo this week. And we're very proud actually to not just be exploring Brazil from the market research perspective, but to be here on site to see what the travel industry is expecting about Europe, what are the trends, what are the expectations about Europe. I think ETC has been doing marketing activities for the last 60 years, and I may mention that ETC was founded in 1948 as part of the Marshall Plan after the Second World War. And now in Europe we are in maybe if I may say a similar situation. Of course we are not in a post-war situation, but we have a economic downturn. And we need to probably fight with the tools that we have now. There are no weapons. The tool that we have now is tourism. Is the most important industry for Europe right now is tourism. It's 12 million jobs, is 10% of the European GDP, and more than 600 millions of export revenue. So it's mainly the biggest industry in Europe right now, especially in destinations like Southern Europe, like Portugal, Spain, Italy, Greece. It's obvious that the tourism plays a very, very important role in their economy. So there is a job for us to do here in Brazil as an emerging economy that has to be accomplished in the best way possible, to meet the expectations of the European traveler.
So what is the program for promotion and marketing in Europe as destination?
We are focusing mainly in joining initiative with the private sector. We do understand that tourism should not be a governmental thing. It should be shared with the main actors, which are airlines, tour operators, travel agents. So we are trying to involve them in this process from the very beginning. So this is a consultation process where we are trying for the first time not to focus on what we want to sell Europeans to the Brazilians, or the opposite way around. We're asking Brazilians what they want to consume about Europe. So I think this is crucial, but for meet expectations you have to ask people before what they want to consume.
How long is that program going to run?
We're in a pilot stage. It's for the first 18 months, but as the Destination Europe 2020 name says, this is going to last till 2020. And this is a joint initiative with the European Commission, a political body in Europe.
How much is the investment?
The investment has been for the first 18 months, it's been for 1.3 million euro. And this is going to be yearly the investment that we will do for the coming years.
And who can apply for assistance?
They can apply. NTOs are part of our members, of course. We are talking, as I mentioned before, with the private sector. So mainly we are cooperating with major tour operators. We have a cooperation with Prastoa. We have a cooperation with people from the online sector, with TripAdvisor as well, which is not just what destinations are saying about Europe themselves. You cannot trust it any longer. So it's what end consumers are saying about your destination.
You don't cover all countries in Europe.
We cover mainly all of them.
Yes. So what you do to promote Europe as a whole?
Well, actually, within this plan we cover all Europe, all European members of the European Union, and even non-members of the European, like Switzerland, Turkey, and Norway are part of our program. Serbia as well, Montenegro. They are not part of the European Union, but they are part of this program because they are member of ETC. And the opposite way around, like UK is not a member of ETC, but it's a member of the European Union, so we are doing that together. The focus is not on talking about countries, but talking about destinations. And destination means like pan-European themes, pan-European routes, and so on.
So you promote the regional, national, and local themes.
Exactly.
So before starting the campaign, what is the main research? What research was done to do this campaign?
We're doing two types of research in Brazil. One is focusing on the online perspective, what Brazilian bloggers and social media users are saying about Europe. And the second part is a very deep process to investigate what the industry is doing here and what the expectation from with using a methodology of calling people, making interviews. What is the image of Europe actually here in Brazil now? Is just Europe here a collection of destinations, or is Europe seen as a big shopping mall, or is seen as a religious place to go for people that would like to visit, like the Cathedral of Santiago or Lourdes or the Vatican City. Is people going there for education? Are people learning English in Europe? Are people learning other languages in Europe? Are going there? So it's what we try to investigate and to try to respond to this demand and not to try to sell something that perhaps is not even needed.
And you want to get involved, for instance, media, institutions are going to be involved?
Yes. I mean, we are, I mentioned already people from the private sector and the public sector. We're involving people from the educational sector, like Brazilian university and European university, but we are including, of course, a lot of media partners and trying to invite through a press conference, the one we made in Berlin that you were taking part of. It's try to communicate the process and not just to hide and say, okay, there's something happening there, but I think that people have to be aware that Europe is back here.
Yes, and how are you going to get involved? For instance, Brazil, what kind of message do you want for Brazilians to go to Europe?
Yeah, from Brazil, what we want to hear from Brazilians is what their expectations are when they travel to Europe. It's really that they want just shopping there? I think not. I mean, I think the segmentation of the Brazilian market is huge. So there are a lot of different interests. There are the newcomers willing to see the mainstream attractions of Europe, like Eiffel Tower and Pisa Tower and so on. So the main Colosseum in Rome and maybe Lisbon and the four classical big destinations. But we don't even call them countries any longer. So we try to focus in these pan-European themes, like it could be like Camino de Santiago. Do you know it for well? Which it goes to France. It can go to Vienna, to Austria, everywhere. So. But we can talk about Danube, we can add Mediterranean islands, Scandinavian routes, and so on.